The west section of the Great Western Trail is a 17-mile rail-to-trail conversion that takes you from St. Charles to Sycamore, Illinois. This trail follows the right-of-way that was the Chicago Great Western Railway. Nicknamed the Corn Belt Route, this railway connected Chicago to Minneapolis, Sioux City, Kansas City, and Omaha. Let's check it out. The eastern end of this trail starts at the Leroy Oaks Nature Preserve. Don't be fooled by the first hill encountered here. This trail is very flat with only 243 feet of total elevation gain and 144 feet of elevation loss over the entire 17 miles. There are only 20 road crossings on this ride, and for the 5 busiest, you cross over them on bridges. The remaining 15 are lightly traveled rural roads. As always, use caution, but odds are rhythm and pace will not be greatly affected during this entire ride. After a brief paved section through the nature preserve, the trail reverts to gravel and will remain gravel until the 4.3 mile mark. Here, after crossing Brown Road, the trail is paved for the next 3 miles. For these first 6 3/4 miles, the trail has been gradually ascending 190 feet to its high point. With fresh legs, it's barely noticeable, but the slight decline on the return trip after 27 miles of pedaling, I'm sure will be much appreciated. After the Woolly Road crossing, the trail becomes gravel again, and will remain this way for the remainder of the ride. The last 10 miles of this trail runs parallel to Illinois Route 64, and with the exception of the areas around Virgil and the Sycamore Speedway, it is flanked on both sides with fields of corn and soybean, but with ample tree cover on both sides of the trail, providing protection from the sun and wind. Now in DeKalb County, where barbed wire was invented. The trail unceremoniously ends just short of Old State Road in eastern Sycamore. I decided to ride a bit further to find a place to grab a snack before the journey back. Just a few blocks later, I found a park and noticed that there was an extension being created. I can now confirm that this extension is complete and will take you near downtown Sycamore. So that's the western section of the Great Western Trail, 17.2 miles from St. Charles to the eastern edge of Sycamore. I'm in a park on the eastern edge of Sycamore, refueling a little bit, getting ready for the 17.2 miles back to St. Charles. Despite what you just saw, the ride back was identical to the ride there. There's very little elevation change on this trail. Most rail-to trails are that way. Little over 34 miles, really great workout. And I really was worried that I was gonna bake in the hot sun out in the cornfields and the soybean fields, but right around the trail is very tree covered, very protected from the elements. It is a really, really great ride. So until next time, keep biking.